Hi guys, I'm Chuck, the sales manager at Canada Welding Supply. Today, I'm going to be doing an unboxing and overview of the new Power MIG 220 AC/DC from Lincoln Electric. Lincoln really hooked us up this time. The Power MIG 220 AC/DC is in a very limited class of welding machines because it's a multi-process MIG, TIG, and stick welding machine. And on that TIG side, you've got the AC/DC functionality to do aluminum welding. We're gonna get it out of the box, we're gonna get it set up, and we're gonna run over all the features of the machine. We'll also give our thoughts on how this machine runs, and hopefully we're gonna determine if this machine is right for you. You like that point? All right, let's see if I can lift this thing. There she is, your Power MIG 220 AC/DC. All right, let's take a closer look at what actually came included in the box. We'll start with the MIG torch, the Magnum Pro 175L. This torch uses Lincoln's Magnum Pro consumables, which are very common, easy to get. We carry them here at Canada Welding Supply. And you're also gonna get a contact tip for 025, 030, and 035 included with the machine. Over here, we've got the TIG torch, the 17 series caliber TIG torch. Now this comes with a DINS connector on it. Lincoln's machines are typically gas through DINS, so your shielding gas is gonna flow through there from the machine. Now a nice feature of the Power MIG 220 AC/DC is that it's a dual solenoid machine. So you've got a MIG solenoid and a TIG solenoid. So you're not swapping out your cylinders, your regulators. Lincoln's graciously given you 2 regulators and 2 sets of gas line so that your setup is nice and easy and it's a fast switch over when you do change processes. Complement the TIG, you've got the K870 foot pedal. Now this uses Lincoln's 6-pin Amphenol connector. It's their most common, and it's gonna allow you to use other accessories as well with the machine if you like. If you wanted to go to a fingertip control, or even their wireless one if you wanted to put that on here. Going along with the TIG stuff, you've got the caliber expendable parts kit. They've given you 3 sizes of gas lens with this kit. So you get to run the nice big cups, big coverage. With the gas lens kit included, you've got 040, 1/16, and 332 size tungstens and consumables. That's really fitting the range of this machine. You can run 1/8 on the torch and on the machine, but you're really more likely to be sticking around that 332 range. The gas lenses offer superior coverage for your shielding gas, makes it a little less likely to get some black welds. And then we've got the 10-foot ground clamp lead, the 10-foot stick welding electrode lead. So the ground clamp's going to be used in any of your welding processes, and then the stick lead obviously for stick electrode welding. The Power MIG 220 AC/DC is a dual voltage input machine. That means it runs on 230 volt and 120 volt. So ideally you're running on 230 volt to get the full output of the machine, but you do have that 120 volt capability in a pinch. You've also got this little bag of extra consumables. So they've included the drive rolls. You've got 030, 045, 035, and then you've got an 023 drive roll as well. You've got a gasless Flux-Core nozzle here in case you are running gasless Flux-Core on the machine. But wait, there's more. If we hop on over to the side of the machine, you'll see that Lincoln has included a 2-pound spool of their Super Arc L56 wire in 030 diameter. So besides gas and power, that's all you need to get started. So now I'm gonna fire up the machine. Power switch on the back. You're gonna see the Lincoln Electric logo. Boot up takes about 30 seconds. It's got a really nice 7-inch LCD that's gonna let you guide through the different processes available. So you've got MIG or GMAW, FCAW, which is Flux-Core self-shielded, SMAW, which is your stick mode, and GTAW, which is your TIG mode. You also have a system menu. It's going to give you a little bit more information about the machine and allow you to change your measurement types and your language. Let's take this puppy for a spin. Let's start off by taking a look at the MIG welding mode on the Power MIG 220 AC/DC. So we're going to go to the main menu of the machine and select the GMAW mode to do some MIG welding. The right knob presses in to act as your selection. You're going to get the option of a manual or a guided setup. I'm going to go for the guided setup. My wire type is steel. I'm welding with the Lincoln 70S6 wire. My gas that I'm using is a 75-25 argon CO2 mix. My wire diameter is 030. And I'm going to be welding on some 1/8 material, which is roughly a 10 gauge. The machine's going to ask me to confirm the polarity on my machine. And actually, I've got my TIG torch hooked up, so I'm going to take that out and set my polarity properly. Once that's done, it's going to take me to the most optimal settings for my materials. I've got 275 inches per minute and 18.5 volts. I am able to adjust this with some trim, and the ArcFX technology is going to tell me how that's going to affect my bead profile. Now we're ready to weld. There we have it. The machine gave me a nice little short arc just with that easy setup guide and the ArcFX. The bead may be a little bit ropey, but you can blame that on the operator. Next, we'll move over to TIG mode. We're going to go through a very similar process. I'll show you here. I'm going to use my selector dial to slide on over to GTAW, TIG, and I'm going to do a guided setup. I'm going to be welding on high frequency AC because I've got some 1/8 aluminum that we're going to be welding with today. The pulse, I'm going to keep that off for now, but you have an on-off selector here. My wire type, obviously aluminum. My tungsten size, I've got a 332 that was included with the machine. Gas type is 100% argon when we're TIG welding with aluminum. And again, 1/8 material, closest to a 10 gauge. Now it's going to ask me to confirm my setup and my polarity, which is good because I need to change this around. My TIG torch is going to connect to the negative terminal. The TIG torch has a gas through DINs on it, which means the machine is going to be sending your shielding gas directly through the power pin of the DINs. No external gas lines are needed. Then I'm going to disconnect the machine's wire drive polarity, and I'm going to attach my work lead to the positive. Once that's done, machine's got me set up for some settings here on my 1/8 aluminum. So something you want to keep in mind, I was able to select high frequency AC because I had my remote control connector already in there. I'm using the 6-pin pedal. However, if I disconnect that pedal, the machine is automatically going to put me into touch start AC because it doesn't have a source for a remote current start. Keep that in mind in case you're missing your high frequency AC starts. That's not a bad start. The machine's doing great. I really like the arc. I have to say, I haven't TIG welded aluminum personally in a while, but this machine has made it very easy to use. So now I'm going to move it on over to the stick mode. I'm going to come up here to the main menu, select stick. I'm going to do guided setup. You can choose here if you want a soft arc or a crisp arc. I'm more of a soft arc kind of person. Your welding electrode selection, I'm gonna run the 7018, and then you choose your diameter. This machine will go up to 532 electrodes on 230 volt input. Right now, I have some 332 with me. My plate thickness, once again, it's gonna be 10 gauge. Now, I have to change my polarities up. So it's telling me that it wants the positive stud to have the electrode holder on it. I'm gonna take out my work lead and connect the electrode holder here. Now, the negative stud is gonna have the ground clamp. So I'm gonna disconnect my TIG torch that I was using and connect the work lead. Once I've confirmed that, the machine is gonna give me some starting parameters for 332, and I'm good to go. And turn the downdraft table on. The stick mode was very easy to use. That 7018 rod lit up instantly. Now let's take a look at what kind of bead I was able to lay. Not bad at all. So let's break it down. I'm super impressed with how this machine performs. Even better, it's easy to use on all the different processes. I'd say by far my favorite feature of the machine is the ArcFX technology. This machine's a great balance of features, and it's not gonna break the bank. And with Lincoln Electric, you get a 3-year standard warranty and the option of going to 5. So the Power MIG 220 AC/DC, as I mentioned, is in a very small class of machines. There are only a few others out there in the market that do this. Lincoln did well, packing in features that make it super easy to use for a hobbyist, but with Lincoln, obviously you've got a professional grade machine. So no matter your level of expertise or what you're doing with machines, if you're looking for that all-in-one AC/DC multi-process machine, this machine should definitely be in the conversation. So the Power MIG 220 AC/DC, easy to use, professional performance, at the right price from Lincoln Electric. If you want to know more or if you have any questions, visit us online at canadaweldingsupply.ca.